Come closer, my dear. Yes, right here next to me. Sit down for just a moment. At 83 years old, I watch the world spin faster than it ever has. Everyone rushing, everyone so distracted. But today, I need you to stop. I do not know how many more sunsets I will get to see, but before my time here is done, there is one undeniable, difficult truth I must share with you. A truth it took me half a lifetime of tears to finally understand. Please listen to me. Look at these hands. They are lined with time, spotted with age, and they have held both the greatest joys and the heaviest sorrows a human heart can bear. When you reach your 80s, the noise of the world begins to fade. The things you thought were so very important in your youth, the money, the social status, the desperate, exhausting need to be liked by everyone, they all fall away like autumn leaves in a strong wind. What remains when the wind stops is only the absolute truth. And the truth is, most of us spend our entire lives pouring our precious, sacred energy into vessels that have holes in the bottom. We bend over backwards for people who wouldn't even cross a shallow puddle for us. We shrink ourselves, making ourselves smaller and smaller, just to fit into spaces and hearts that were never meant for us, all to avoid the quiet fear of being alone. I see you doing it, my dear. I see the invisible exhaustion in your eyes. You carry a heavy, invisible weight on your shoulders that simply does not belong to you. You give, and you give, and you give, desperately hoping that one day the people you are loving so fiercely will suddenly wake up, see your worth, and treat you the way you deserve to be treated. But I am here to tell you from the quiet vantage point of 83 years of living that life does not work that way. Let me take you back to a time when my hair was as dark as a raven's wing and my heart was just as beautifully naive. I was in my early 30s. It is that strange time in life when society tells you that you should have everything figured out. But inside, you are really just beginning to understand who you are. There was someone in my life back then, a person I held very dear to my spirit. I won't speak their name, for the past has rightfully claimed them, but I loved them with every single fiber of my being. I wanted their approval so desperately that it became a quiet obsession. I would silence my own opinions just to keep the peace in the room. I would apologize for things I did not do, simply to avoid an argument. When they were cruel to me, I made excuses for them. I told myself they were just having a hard day or a hard year. When they ignored me, I tried even harder to be visible, to be useful, to be good. I genuinely believed that if I was just patient enough, kind enough, and forgiving enough, they would eventually see my devotion and treat me with the gentle respect I yearned for. I spent years trapped in this exhausting dance, my dear, decades even. Slowly, without even realizing it, I lost my own voice. I forgot what my own natural laughter sounded like when it wasn't forced for someone else's comfort. I remember one rainy Tuesday evening, I found myself sitting alone at my small kitchen table. The house was dead silent except for the rain hitting the glass. I looked up and saw my own reflection in the dark window pane. I did not recognize the woman looking back at me. She looked hollowed out. Her eyes were tired, her spirit completely drained. The cold teacup in my hands felt like an anchor. It was in that quiet, devastating, beautiful moment that the universe finally broke through my stubbornness. The realization washed over me like a cold wave. My love was not a magic wand that could change another person's character. I had spent my best years watering a dead plant, waiting for it to bloom, while my own soul was dying of thirst. In my era, women were taught to just endure, to smile through the pain and hold things together. But sitting there in the dark, I finally understood that enduring disrespect is not a badge of honor. It is a slow, emotional suicide. This brings me to the hard truth you must accept today. Please hear me now so you don't have to wait until you have silver hair and a lifetime of regrets to understand it. You cannot love someone into treating you right. Let me say that again so it reaches deep into your soul. You cannot love someone into treating you right. Respect is not a currency you have to earn, and it is certainly not something you should ever have to beg for. If someone is comfortable disrespecting you, if they consistently dismiss your feelings, if they make you feel like you are a burden or hard to love, that is not a reflection of your worth. It is a heartbreaking reflection of their own limitations. Your greatest power in this life is not your ability to endure pain. Your greatest power is your ability to calmly walk away from it. There is a magnificent, silent strength in packing up your love and removing it entirely from places where it is not cherished. You do not need to argue with them. You do not need to throw a fit, write a long letter, or demand a final apology. Silence, my dear, is the most elegant and devastating response to blatant disrespect. When you finally realize your own immense value, you will immediately stop giving people discounts to your life. You will learn to protect your peace fiercely, like a lioness protecting her cub. You will understand that it is far better to walk entirely alone in the warm sunlight than to walk beside someone who keeps pulling you back into the cold dark. Giving up is when you stop trying because you think you can't win. Self-respect is when you stop trying because you realize the game is toxic and isn't worth playing at all. You can forgive them, yes, but forgive them from a distance. Carrying hatred in your heart is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Let the anger go, but absolutely remove their access to your precious energy. Now, at 83 years of age, I sit in my garden, watching the flowers sway in the breeze, and I feel a profound, unshakable peace in my chest. The chaotic drama of my youth is completely gone. The toxic ties that once bound me have been permanently severed. I am surrounded only by those who truly see me and cherish me. And sometimes I am just surrounded by the gentle birds and the whispering trees. And let me tell you, that is more than enough. The older body may slow down, the joints may ache, and the skin may wrinkle. But oh, the mind becomes so beautifully sharp when it is finally clear of other people's nonsense. It is incredibly freeing to no longer care about the unjust judgments of others. But sometimes, when the house is quiet at night, I do weep. I weep for the years I wasted trying to be enough for the wrong people. Time is the one and only thing in this universe you can never, ever get back. You can lose your wealth and earn it again. You can lose your home and build a grander one, but a day spent crying over someone who does not value you is a day permanently stolen from your one beautiful, miraculous life, never to be returned. Death is not the tragedy we think it is, my dear. The real tragedy is what we allow to die inside of us while we are still breathing. Look in the mirror today. Look deeply at the miraculous, breathing, feeling being that you are. You were not put on this earth to be a doormat for someone else's unresolved issues. You were put here to shine brilliantly, to love deeply, and to be loved just as deeply in return. If I could reach through this screen and hand you one single gift before I leave this earth, it would be the impenetrable armor of self-worth. When you truly know who you are, the opinions and actions of those who do not matter will bounce off you like tiny pebbles thrown against a mighty stone fortress. Take a deep breath with me right now. Let it fill your lungs. Now, let it all go. The past is done. The people who hurt you have absolutely no power over your future unless you continue to hand it to them. From this day forward, I want you to look me in the eye and promise this old woman something important. Promise me that you will treat yourself with the exact same gentle kindness and endless grace that you so freely offer to everyone else. Stand tall, guard your beautiful heart, and never, ever settle for anything less than the profound respect and love you deserve. I am so very proud of you for making it this far in life. You have survived every single bad day you've ever had, and you will survive the ones yet to come, but this time you will do it with your head held high and your boundaries firmly set. God bless you, my sweet child. May your path ahead be filled with radiant light, and may you always, always know your way back home to yourself. If these words found their way to your heart today, please leave a comment below and simply say, I know my worth. It would bring so much joy to my old, weary heart to know that you are listening and that you are choosing yourself. Share this message with a friend, a daughter, a sister, or anyone who might be struggling right now. Someone who urgently needs a gentle reminder of how precious they truly are. And if you would like to sit with me again to share a virtual cup of tea and hear more stories from a long life lived, please subscribe to our little community here. You are always welcome at my table. Until next time, be exceptionally good to yourself.